All around the world, we are facing an energy emergency of epic proportions. Fossil fuel use in the form of coal, oil, and gas is rising. Temperatures are going up. Droughts, wildfires, typhoons, and floods are all becoming more frequent and severe. Warmer temperatures and unstable weather are leading to disease, destroyed homes and livelihoods, and widespread agricultural damage. Freshwater supplies are dwindling, with more and more of our planet's water used for mining and drilling. The World Health Organization reports that in 2012 alone, poor air quality, largely the result of burning fossil fuels, claimed the lives of 7 million people. And even with annual increases in energy generation, there are still more than 1.3 billion people worldwide without electricity, and another billion with unreliable access.
We're seeing these impacts today all around the world. And if current trends continue, carbon dioxide emissions will actually increase 50% by 2035. This puts us on course for a 6 degrees Celsius rise in average global temperature within the lifetime of children born today, which means human civilization, as we know it, is in real danger. Of course, it doesn't have to be this way. Global warming can be controlled if emissions are dramatically reduced. We can reduce them in two main ways: through energy conservation and wider adoption of renewable energy technologies.
But despite all the talk about green energy, renewable energy use is not growing fast enough. Today, modern renewables like wind and solar account for just 0.3% of total energy supply. And according to the International Energy Agency, even if all existing government commitments to advance clean energy were met, renewable energy would stand at just 16% of all energy consumed globally by 2035. That's not enough to make the change we need.
Studies show that we could have a system powered by 100% renewable energy in about 25 years. So why isn't this happening? It's simple. The current energy system is not focused on meeting the needs of workers, communities, or the environment. It's about maximizing the profits of big corporations. In 2012, fossil fuel producing companies and utilities represented 19 of the world's 50 leading corporations. In the US alone, the top 5 oil companies amassed almost $1 trillion in profits over the last decade. These are the same corporations that force workers into unsafe conditions, break unions, and seek to roll back democratic and human rights. The bottom line is that profit-driven approaches are not working.
Real change can only happen if there is a shift in power toward workers, communities, and the public. There's a name for this shift. We call it energy democracy. Energy democracy offers a public sector approach to an energy transition grounded in the belief that people and communities should have the right to control their energy future. Energy democracy would replace the profit-driven energy industry with democratic control and social ownership over energy resources, infrastructure, and options.
Energy democracy would involve a planned and orderly transition to renewable energy, wind, solar, geothermal, and tidal power over a period of 2 or 3 decades. Profit-seeking private companies would be replaced by community-owned facilities and reclaimed utilities. Workers presently in fossil fuels would be protected, and millions of new jobs would be created.
Energy democracy would transform energy into a public good, developed and delivered as a public service for the benefit of everyone, including those who currently lack electrical power. And since the power generated by the sun, the wind, the earth, and the tides doesn't have a price tag, the costs of making this transition could quickly be recovered, with enormous social and environmental benefits.
So how do we get there? The answer is that we, the workers of the world, must come together to demand and create this change.
We must resist the agenda of large energy companies to mine and drill for fossil fuels.
We must reclaim the right for communities to exert democratic control and social ownership over the energy industry.
And we must restructure the energy system and start a planned and orderly transition to renewable energy under worker, community, and municipal control.
Energy democracy is supported by a growing number of trade unions and social movements. By fighting for it together, we can work to secure a prosperous future for generations to come.
Business as usual is not an option. Make energy democracy a reality today.